Hello and welcome to the first duel tonight. Martin Truex Jr. in last Sunday's qualifying, he put this car on the pole for the Daytona 500. He's looking to make it and survive through this race so he could start that 78 on the pole for the first time. Alongside him, you got Brad Keselowski, Kyle Larson, Kevin Harvick, Alex Bowman, and Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney, Bubba Wallace, Paul Menard, and Michael McDowell, your top 10. Martin Truex Jr., that Furniture Row Racing team coming off of the 2017 championship, looking to lead it to the green flag at Daytona.
Drivers, start your engines!
As you see, the engines have been fired here. 20 cars in duel number 1, 24 laps around this high bank, long Daytona 2.5 mile racetrack. As the 20 cars roll off, you're going to be able to see where your favorite driver's starting here. In duel number 1, Martin Truex Jr., of course, he qualified that car on the pole here at Daytona, and alongside him, Brad Keselowski looking to put himself starting right behind Truex in the 500. Then Kyle Larson and Kevin Harvick will start row 2, Alex Bowman and Joey Logano row 3, Paul Menard and Bubba Wallace, the rookie in his debut Daytona 500, making it on Sunday afternoon. He will be rolling off 8th. In 9th, Paul Menard, who has moved over to Wood Brothers, and 10th, Michael McDowell, now in the Loves 34. Eric Jones and Ryan Newman in row 6, Clint Boyer and Ty Dillon in row 7, Brendan Gaughan and David Gilliland, who announced this will be his final Daytona 500, in row 8. The Dougherty Racing teammates Chris Buescher and AJ Allmendinger in row 9, and Danica Patrick in her last Daytona 500. She starts in row 10 alongside of the Phoenix Air 66 and Mark Thompson. So 24 laps here at Daytona. A lot of these guys, 17 drivers competed in the Clash last Sunday, and now they're going to look to see where they will be starting for the Great American Race. Martin Truex Jr. on pole as long as he can survive it to the end of this duel. 24 laps. Truex and Brad Keselowski lead him down. Green flag is in the air here at the duels. Martin Truex Jr., he gets out into the race lead early. Brad Keselowski pulls alongside him, and he has 2 Chevys behind him, Martin Truex does, as Keselowski has the 2 Fords of Harvick and Logano further behind. Into turn 1 they go. Newman getting shuffled 3 wide already as Brendan Gaughan makes an early move. Martin Truex Jr. on that inside line, pulling Kyle Larson, Alex Bowman with him. Newman all the way almost into the outside wall. Down the back straightaway they go for the first time. Martin Truex to the outside leading, but Kyle Larson bringing Alex Bowman and Ryan Blaney up under. Truex, that's going to be for the race lead. Coming out of turn number 4, who will it be leading around? Kyle Larson edges ahead of Martin Truex Jr. as you see the 20 car pack flying off of the corner. Everyone finally getting up to full speed, and it will be Kyle Larson for Chip Ganassi leading the first lap here at Daytona. So 24 laps to race here. You see already 2 and 3 wide. Ryan Blaney with pretty much teammate. The Wood Brothers Racing 21 of Paul Menard. Martin Truex Jr. gets shuffled out by Alex Bowman. Down the back straightaway they go. 3 by 3 as the field gets up to speed. 20 cars flying around here, the most that has been on track at once this speed weeks, as Ryan Blaney now pulls his number 12 to the inside. 3 by 3 further back, and Ryan Blaney's going to pull that number 12 Peak Antifreeze Penske Racing yellow car up to the race lead. He's going to try to bring Paul Menard up to second, but Paul will stay in third for now. Right now Ryan Blaney leading. He won his duel in the real 2018 season. So can he repeat? Paul Menard going to be right on his back bumper. You see Brendan Gaughan in that 62 car. He's bringing it up to third. The Beard Motorsports, number 62. Last season he drove the 75 here at Daytona to a top 10 finish. Can he do it again? But right now he has to try to get a good qualifying spot in the duels. This season only 40 cars qualified for the duels. And that means the 4 open teams: Brendan Gaughan 62, David Gilliland in the 92, and Gray Galding in the 23. Those 3 drivers will would not have to race themselves into the Daytona 500. All 40 cars will be in the field. Paul Menard, he ducks to the inside of Ryan Blaney. He's bringing Brendan Gaughan along with him. And Brendan Gaughan, who announced his retirement from the full-time Xfinity Series, pulling in for the Beard Motorsports 62, and now he's battling for this race lead here at the Duels this early on lap number 4. Chris Buescher, Danica Patrick. There she is, the young female who is making her final Daytona 500 and NASCAR start this weekend. She's trying to qualify as high as she can after a long 5 seasons winless in her career. Can she do it in her last try with Premium Motorsports of all teams? You see the 20 cars still pushing Logano and Allmendinger getting real close. Kevin Harvick is going to be bumped up by Allmendinger as Dinger's teammate Chris Buescher heads to the race lead in this 37 car, pushed by Danica Patrick. David Gilliland behind them on the inside now with Ty Dillon, Bubba Wallace. 3x3 still down the back straightaway. No one trying to move an inch. In the clash, it was 24 laps, green flag. What's going to happen here? The Duels, 24 laps as well, 20 cars in each of them. And these guys are fighting for the spots in the Daytona 500. You don't want to wreck your car right now, especially if you are Danica Patrick. She does not have a backup. They do not have a backup down here in Daytona, so if she crashes, they're going to really have to try to repair that 7 car to get it into the show. So she's going to have to play a little bit conservatively in the Duels, but no matter, she's still battling up here inside the top 5. Chris Buescher out in front. David Gilliland, he will move the Ricky Benton Racing 92 Ford into second, and Ty Dillon bringing the Germain Geico colors up to the front. He's going for third. So Chris Buescher leading this race. He's been out in front for the last few laps. So a strong car right now, it looks like, for this JTG Dougherty team. Teammate AJ Allmendinger further back, you see him stuck 3 wide. So Chris Buescher leading the most laps pretty much he has out of his career, minus Pocono, as Danica Patrick hits off the wall. Ty Dillon's going to dive to the inside of that 37 car, trying to pick up Ryan Newman and Clint Bowyer, and that's going to push that 13 car to the race lead here at Daytona. 7 laps in, Gilliland goes up and taps the wall. Ryan Newman right now being pushed by Clint Bowyer, Brad Keselowski, Martin Truex Jr. Boyer's going to make it 3 wide as they're starting to go 2x2 further back. And drivers staying nose to tail. Ty Dillon's going to be shuffled 3 wide. And here comes Clint Bowyer, the Stewart-Haas Racing 14. He's moving that car to the front. Brad Keselowski now back up into second. And pole sitter Martin Truex Jr. trying his best to keep this car out of trouble. He's going to move that car back up into third. In 2016, at the Daytona 500, he came close, so close. A second place finish by less than a thousandth of a second, I think. Or it was 2,000ths of a second, where Truex lost to Denny Hamlin. Now he's looking with a pole locked in. If he can keep this car clean, he's looking to lead it from green to checkered at the Daytona 500 and finally secure his first Daytona 500 championship. Brad Keselowski as well, he's right now the race leader. That 2 team has done so well at Daytona and Talladega, but not a Daytona 500 victory. Can that change here in 2018, where Penske finally has a 3-car operation, and 4 if you count the Wood Brothers 21, which means Keselowski will have some good drafting help out there with Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney, and Paul Menard, all of which are in this field right here. Look at Mark Thompson in the 66 Phoenix Air. For Carl Long, he is now into the 5th position. Danica Patrick, David Gilliland go around in the back. Ty Dillon hit him. And that is for sure going to bring out the caution here. That should bring out the caution here anyway. That will not, no caution here at the track. So that's going to really screw over Patrick and David Gilliland. As you see back there, Gilliland on the apron, slow Danica Patrick. Not much damage to either car. It looks like they just spun around, but that will basically cost them any chance they had at a strong starting position, as well as for Ty Dillon. We'll get back to that as soon as we can, but right now Brad Keselowski, Alex Bowman, AJ Allmendinger, and Martin Truex Jr. Your top 4 as they race down the back straightaway. Brad Keselowski, he is pulling this train. Alex Bowman in the famed '88 Dale Jr. made famous for Hendrick As Junior retired, he named Alex Bowman to get in this car. You see AJ Allmendinger back there in third, Truex fourth, Logano fifth, Blaney sixth, Harvick seventh. Up front, 7 cars, single file, racing around here at Daytona. After that spin, I don't think anyone really wants to get aggressive. Truex and Logano both going to dive to the inside. You see that second pack a little bit slower, starting to fall off, as these guys up front outrun all single file. You see Mark Thompson in that 66 as we were talking about. The 66-year-old driver, last time he competed for a Daytona 500 was the 1993 Daytona 500. As you can tell, he is the oldest driver in the field, an ARCA veteran. He ran well in last Saturday's ARCA race, and right now he's looking to put that car where it needs to be and get a strong qualifying start for Carl Long and this team in the Daytona 500. Brad Keselowski continuing to lead, showing that he is a dominant driver at the super speedways. That all 4 of these Penske-powered Fords are very strong. As you see, Ryan Blaney, he is right now in the 3rd position. Kevin Harvick in that Stewart-Haas Ford up into 4th. AJ Allmendinger, a great job by this team. Both him and Brent and Chris Buescher started in the 17th and 18th spots. Now AJ in the top 5. Chris led for a few laps, but he's fallen back. And let's take a look at Bubba Wallace, the new driver in the Richard Petty 43, trying to make his own name in Petty's car. Right now he's up into the 6th position. A great run today for this 43 team. In his rookie start at Daytona, he's never ran a super speedway race in a cup car. He has in the Xfinity, but not in a cup, and right now showing that he is worthy to drive this 43 car, moving himself into the top 5. Mark Thompson going to push up behind him and Clint Boyer in similar colors. Nose to tail, Alex Bowman gets up into the wall. As you see, this field is now starting to calm down just 2 by 2. And obviously, after that spin in the back, no one really wants to get going with major moves. Paul Menard, he's going to shuffle Clint Boyer out. Bubba Wallace is going to shuffle AJ Allmendinger out. As now Kevin Harvick, the freaky fast Jimmy John's number 4, is out in front at Daytona. 3 wide behind him, Chris Buescher and Ryan Newman at the back of the packs, shuffling spots. Martin Truex Jr. is going to keep the 2nd position. Down the front straightaway, we're coming 11 laps to go here at the Duels. Who is going to get that 3rd place spot? Or if Martin Truex Jr. wrecks at the end of this race, who's going to start on pole for the 500? That has happened before. Truex back in 2014, he was starting 2nd for the Daytona 500, and in that last lap crash where Clint Boyer went in a barrel roll, that 78 car was totaled and he had to go and start at the back of the pack when he could have been starting 2nd. Kevin Harvick, your 2014 champion, 2007 Daytona 500 champion, Martin Truex Jr., your 2017 champion, and Brad Keselowski, the 2012 champion. 3 champions out in front here at Daytona, and now Keselowski's teammate Paul Menard in that 21 car, pushing his way up into the 3rd position. Paul showing speed now with Wood Brothers, as he is out of that failing RCR camp now into a strong Ford, and that Menard's money is getting him somewhere, as he's gotten a good ride he could definitely win with. As you see, Brad Keselowski ducks to the inside. Eric Jones, we haven't talked about him, and Michael McDowell in that 34 car. He is the new driver in that front row racing team, as they got rid of Landon Castle, and the Levine family racing team got rid of him for Casey Kane. So right now Michael McDowell trying to put that car where it needs to be up front, and pushing young sophomore Eric Jones now to the front of the pack. He brings the number 20 DeWalt Toyota Camry from Joe Gibbs Racing side by side with Brad Keselowski. Through turns number 3, turns 1 and 2, 17 cars still in this front pack, 3 cars off the back, including Ty Dillon, Danica Patrick, and David Gilliland. Those guys will be fighting for the back 3 spots. As you see Eric Jones trying to push it, these guys getting a little more aggressive here with these final 8 laps, 3 wide once again. Menard and Truex shuffle to the outside, Brendan Gaughan real close. But Eric Jones right now holds the race lead. Michael McDowell to the inside, Keselowski to the outside, 3 wide for the race lead here at Daytona. McDowell on the inside, he's being pushed by Newman, Kyle Larson, Clint Boyer, Mark Thompson in that 66. What a great job this 34 team's done in this week. Has had a top 10 car in practice, is running up front at the duels now, and he, after being left by Levine Family Racing, who has fielded that 95 car for him for the last 4 seasons, now he's going to have to start anew with that Ford at front row. But here he goes, Kyle Larson, the dirt track king, in the 42 car. He's up to the front. Clint Boyer, the old man, moving into second. He's going to be right behind Kyle Larson. And now Mark Thompson's going to show that 66 up into the 3rd position. A great run right now for Mark Thompson and that Carl Long 66 team. Could they start a top 10 run for this Daytona 500? He has the car up under him, it looks like. And now this 66 team looking to get in there. Michael McDowell into the outside wall. It's going to slow the progress of that outside line. Logano and Blaney now on the inside, nose to tail. Clint Boyer right now leading. Larson up the track. Here we go. It will be 6 laps to go in the duels. Who's gonna win this race? Clint Boyer out in front. The Penske boys, Logano and Blaney, 2nd and 3rd. Brad Keselowski falling back on the outside. You see this discount tire number 2 is falling all the way to the back. On board with Brad Keselowski here. 3 wide between Eric Jones, Landon Castle, and Michael McDowell. Down back straightaway, he's going to be stuck in the 3 wide. Alex Bowman making a move. He is the only Hendrick car in this field today, as Jimmy Johnson, Chase Elliott, William Byron will be in duel number 2. David Gilliland, not Todd Gilliland. He is dropping to the back, as you see Clint Boyer, Ryan Blaney side by side for the race lead. Martin Truex Jr., AJ Allmendinger pushing him. Kyle Larson jumps to that inside line. Now Ryan Blaney, can he win his duel? Martin Truex Jr., your pole sitter for the 500. He's sitting there in 2nd. He has no reason to go ahead and take this race lead. Try to win this race, try to make a move that could wreck his car, so he's going to have to keep it clean and hope he can make it to the end. AJ Allmendinger bringing the JTG Dougherty, Kroger Clicklist 47 up into 3rd. Kyle Larson's going to move up into 4th under Clint Boyer. As you see Bubba Wallace, Joey Logano trying to push him. 17 cars still in this front pack, all trying to get the best starting spot they can for the big race on Sunday. Ryan Blaney right now out in front. Truex 2nd. AJ Allmendinger 3rd. Kyle Larson 4th. Clint Boyer 5th. Allmendinger moves to the inside of Martin Truex Jr. That's going to shuffle him. Truex back to 3rd. Allmendinger up to 2nd. And Ryan Blaney, now your race leader still, but he has 2 Chevys trying to push him. You see Ty Dillon, a slower car. He could be getting lapped here shortly. AJ Allmendinger into 2nd. Kyle Larson now credit 142 up into 3rd. Alex Bowman, where did he come from? He made a move to the inside a while ago, and now he's up here into the 4th position. So you see Brendan Gaughan and Mark Thompson, it looks like, are trying to stay out of trouble here at the end. Drop to the back. Ryan Blaney continues to hold this 17 car field off. Kyle Larson, though, will get to the inside. He's going to have Alex Bowman, Brad Keselowski, and Kevin Harvick pushing him. Bubba Wallace behind him with Chris Buescher, Ryan Newman, Michael McDowell all on that inside line. And Larson goes up. Here comes Alex Bowman. He won the pole for the Daytona 500 in 2018. Can he start at least 3rd and win his duel? Brad Keselowski shuffles to the inside of him. He has Kevin Harvick and Bubba Wallace behind them. It'll be coming to 2 laps to go here at Daytona. Keselowski to the inside. That will be for the race lead. Kevin Harvick. He has Bubba Wallace, Chris Buescher pushing him. Who's going to win this? 2 to go here at Daytona. Keselowski up the track. Harvick on that inside. He's going to get the run to the inside around the 2 cars. They are still 3 wide for this race lead. 3 wide for the 2nd position. Here comes Bubba Wallace. Could he start up in the top 5 for the Daytona 500? He has Chris Buescher pushing him. Paul Menard, Michael McDowell further back. Mark Thompson, you see, trying to fall off and trying not to get wrecked here at Daytona. And there they go! 6 cars into the outside wall. Caution is out. This will be the race to the line. And it will be Kevin Harvick. He will win the duel here at Daytona. And that will be his. Harvick will start 3rd. Bubba Wallace 5th. Menard 7th in the 5. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look now. First, at this big incident here. Coming around. Only a little bit of time left. These guys starting to get aggressive here at the end. And AJ Allmendinger, Martin Truex Jr. here. They're going to get close, but it's going to be Dinger and Buescher get together. Keselowski, Alex Bowman. Bowman down into Mark Thompson. That's a hard break to that 66 team. Keselowski, Larson, Buescher, Blaney, Alex Bowman, Joey Logano, Clint Boyer, and Mark Thompson all involved here at Daytona. So now let's go on board here with the 47 car. On board with Allmendinger, he's just going to clip Buescher, and they all just head into the outside wall as they race back to the line. On board in the far back, on board with Mark Thompson in that 66 car. They're all just going to close up into the wall. Great job by Mark Truex getting out of it. Mark Thompson nowhere to go as Buescher slides right into him. A big incident here at the end of the Daytona Duels. Alright, you see here 4 wide, Ryan Newman, Patrick Gilliland. Newman's going to bounce into Danica Patrick. She spins with David Gilliland and Ty Dillon into the inside, into the pavement, and they continue on. So hard break there for the Daytona Duels. A lot of cars here at the end will retire. So Kevin Harvick wins it. Bubba Wallace second. Paul Menard third. AJ Allmendinger fourth. Martin Truex fifth. Michael McDowell sixth. Ryan Newman seventh. Eric Jones eighth. Brendan Gaughan 9th, Clint Boyer 10th, Buescher will be 11th, Keselowski 12th, Patrick 13th, Gilliland 14th. 15th will go to Ryan Blaney, 16th Kyle Larson, 17th Ty Dillon, 18th Logano, 19th Mark Thompson, and 20th Alex Bowman. Thank you guys for watching here at Daytona. Kevin Harvick will put that car, roll it into victory lane in the duels. A great ride for him. He will start 3rd. Here at Daytona, at the Daytona 500. Duel number 2 will be coming up soon. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys at duel number 2.